guests who've been patiently waiting. Aparajita Sarangi, Member of Parliament, National Spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Senior Fellow of the IPCS, Political Commentator. Vineet Jindal, Advocate. Tehseen Poonawalla, Political Analyst. Vivek Bansal, Senior Leader of the Congress Party. Sridhar Reddy of the BRS. And Professor Monojit Mondal, Spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress. Good evening to all of you. Now, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, now you've seen the comments made by Congress leaders from Tanashahi dictatorship to what not. They are saying that the government is targeting Rahul Gandhi. They've forgotten about the law.
You see, the problem is they've abused the law so often. For them, they are the law, and therefore they assume every government is like that. Now, let's come to this Tanashahi nonsense. You see, every time something happens to the Congress, it is the murder of democracy. I have never seen a murder victim go on rise so many times, more than Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ also rose only once from the dead. But it seems Indian democracy keeps rising from the dead 100 times every year. Basically, every week, Indian democracy keeps rising. They're shooting themselves in their own foot. On one hand, they keep crying wolf, democracy mar gaya, democracy mar gaya, democracy ki hatya ho gayi. And then next week, democracy is fully functioning for it to be murdered all over again. I mean, at some point, get the story straight. What has happened out here is serious dereliction on part of the Congress lawyers who did not pay any seriousness in Surat. They did not pay any, they were very lax in their submissions. They were lax in their oral arguments. They did not take it seriously. Then, when they could have approached the Supreme Court or the High Court or whatever to stay the conviction, they had the whole of 24 hours to do this. In fact, they should have been prepared beforehand to do this. You know, when you know a judgment is coming out, you have to take precautions.
No, I understand that point, and this was mentioned by the BJP also. That, and you know, I think Anurag Thakur said that why didn't they approach court? Now, before we go any further, Jairam Ramesh is holding a news conference. Let's start live and let's understand what the Congress has to say on this. This is after the deliberation at the AICC.
यार मैं
Can we cut to the news conference?
अगले 3-4 दिन में आप देखेंगे हमारे संगठन एआईसीसी की ओर से, पीसीसी की ओर से, डीसीसी की ओर से और हमारे जो फ्रंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैं उनके ओर से क्या प्रतिक्रिया होगी, क्या कदम बोलेंगे। देश भर में हम ये मुद्दा लेकर जाएंगे कि राहुल गांधी जी को जानबूझकर डिस्क्वालीफाई कराया गया है, क्योंकि पहले तो वो 2014 से मोदी सरकार के नियत और मोदी सरकार की नीतियों के खिलाफ अपनी आवाज़ उठाई। नोटबंदी के बारे में, जीएसटी के बारे में, निजीकरण के बारे में, विदेश नीति, खास तौर से जो क्लीन चिट प्रधानमंत्री ने दी चीन को जून 2020 को, तो 2014 से राहुल गांधी जी अपनी आवाज उठा रहे।
Okay, so the Congress party repeating what it has been saying through the day and saying that this is a deliberate targeting of Rahul Gandhi because he has spoken up against the Modi government. Now, Mr. Mitra, make your point quickly, then I'll bring in Tehseen.
See, I just wanted my last point very quickly. When Jairam Ramesh makes a statement like this, he's questioning the judiciary. That is what he's doing. And I mean, if he does it, it's a free country. It's up to him to do it. And sure, I do believe that there is no place for criminal defamation in a democratic society. There should be civil defamation. But it is what it is. Remember, Chief Justice of India, Justice Chandrachud himself, has kind of green-lighted this kind of criminal defamation when it applies to a whole community, because he himself has said, that there should be hate speech laws and things like that, which is tantamount to public criminal defamation.
Yeah, until we have those laws, we'll have to follow the law of the land. It's as simple as that. Tehseen, now for Congress party to come and say that, look, Rahul Gandhi has been targeted. Who is targeting Rahul Gandhi? The judge of the Surat court?
So I bow before the majesty of the Surat court. I have a lot of respect for the court, and I will never attribute any motives to the court. I didn't want to make it about the judge of the Surat court or about the court case, but since you've asked that specific questions, let me just tell you how this case in Surat went before I want to make more specific points. The complainant files a complaint on 16th April 2019. 2021, Rahul Gandhi.
Tehseen, we've discussed that. We discussed it yesterday.
On 7th March 2022, this complainant, sir, it doesn't work now. You asked me a question. You asked me to answer it. When I start giving you an answer, you interrupt me. I don't want to do that. Then you don't have me on the show.
Go ahead. Make your point, Tehseen. Make your point.
I didn't want to answer this
question.
Don't
get worked up now. Make your point, Tehseen. It's okay. Make your point. Yes.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not worked up. I didn't. This was not the point I wanted to make. But since you asked me, I'm answering. Then you cut me out. It's very humiliating to be on a show like this. I don't want to do it. Yeah. Chalo. Anyways, let's get to the point. The point is that in 16/4/2019, the complainant makes a complaint. Then Rahul Gandhi summoned. Then the complainant goes to the High Court to put a stay on his proceedings. Then he goes back to the High Court when the judges changed. Miraculously, gets a stay against his own, gets his own stay removed. Now this matter, which is 2 years old, is suddenly heard, and judgment is passed immediately. Abhijit's point is very valid about why did Congress not go and appeal. Just to tell Abhijit one thing, this judgment was only uploaded last night. Now to appeal in the Sessions Court, you need the signatures, you need a judgment copy, the original copy of the judgment. That was only got today morning. After you get it, you got to get the Wakalatnama. But it was made very clear by Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who is officially Rahul Gandhi's lawyer, that they are going in appeal. So morally, you could have waited for him to go and appeal. You didn't have to disqualify. Now the question is, this is the law of the land. Faizan, the Lakshadweep MP, he's been suspended now when the court has both stayed his appeal as the High Court and has stayed the conviction.
Now, Tehseen, now that you've said your piece, I'll tell you the problem with this argument. You began by saluting, respecting the majesty of the court, and then in the end you say, look, this was a fixed match. This is exactly what Mallikarjun Kharge said. Aparajita Sarangi, did you fix the judge and the court?
I am not saying it's a fixed. I am not saying it's a fixed catch.
To every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. As you sow, so shall you reap. You know, 4 words come to my mind when we think of Rahul Gandhi and his statements. Reckless, puerile, immature and irresponsible. And you know, this is what it is. Now, the Congress must realize that no person, no dynasty, no family is above the Constitution of India or democratic institutions of the country. Unfortunately, they do so, and that's why this has happened. Now, let me be very clear about one thing. Whatever has happened today, the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi from the membership of the Lok Sabha is as per the decision of the Court of Surat, the Chief Judicial Magistrates Court. And the court has actually directed this in line with the provisions of the Representation of People's Act 1951. So candidly, I would like to say that Bharatiya Janata Party or the Prime Minister or his government have nothing to do with this entire thing. Now he has actually got the results of what he had been doing all these months.
But the Congress party is not convinced. They are saying that something is amiss. You are targeting Rahul Gandhi because he spoke up against GST, against demonetization, against policies of the Modi government. Vivek Bansal, isn't that the argument?
Yes, definitely this is
there
correct.
You go.
Can I just come in?
Can I come in?
Listen to Mr. Bansal, then I'll come back to you. You can respond.
Pranesh, let me first tell you that in this case, whatever the verdict has been passed by this Honorable Chief Judicial Magistrate, I would like to remind that this speech was where this speech was made, and did Election Commission take cognizance of it? Did Election Commission reprimand him for that? Unfortunately, this the person who was seeking, who went for this appeal in this, he went to the court and court came out with all these verdict. And what Mr. Tehseen was saying, it appears that everything is being done in such a great hurry to bulldoze the voice of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and it's a fact. that from day one he had been very, very critical of the anti-people's policies of the.
Mr. Bansal, I fail to understand. No, Tehseen Poonawala was also making the same argument.
Can I come in, please?
What has this got to do with? What has this got to do with what the Surat court has pronounced in its order? Mr. Bansal, how are the two related?
Did not take cognizance of it. Election Commission did not take cognizance of it. Whereas,
then why didn't you go up in appeal?
Honorable Magistrate has taken.
But everything is based on the Surat court order, Mr. Bansal.
That earlier precedents which have been cited, they all are of criminal nature. Whereas
but this was criminal defamation. This was not civil defamation. This was a criminal defamation case.
Whatever they may be trying to
do. All I am saying, Mr. Bansal, that you can, you can find. Mr. Bansal, you're not understanding the argument. Okay, relax. I'll tell you. The straight question is, whatever you are saying, even if one were to say that, okay, Rahul Gandhi is a victim of things that he said about the Modi government. But the court has done this. It is not the Modi government that has come out with the order.
Definitely court has done it. And the fight is that only, I would say that we definitely, on the face of it, we have to say that we respect the court verdict. There are so many
then
things.
If you respect the verdict, then it ends there.
But what was the hurry? What was the hurry in just...
what was the hurry? Aparajita Sarangi, that's a direct question. What was the hurry?
They could have waited.
Now, if you know the law, Mr. Bansal, I mean, Aparajita Sarangi will respond, but the law makes it clear that the disqualification is automatic.
Because he has been issued...
Mr. Bansal, the disqualification as per the law, as per the provisions of this law, the disqualification, Mr. Bansal, is automatic. There is no need for any intervention. Ms. Sarangi.
The moment the order was pronounced by the Surat court, that very moment Rahul Gandhi stands disqualified from membership, and nobody has said this other than Kapil Sibal himself. So I think all of us know some parts of law, and let me tell you that Rahul Gandhi has been an habitual offender. I think we all know this. See, there are 7 cases where he has been on bail, and in 6 of these 7 cases, defamation suits had been filed. So I think he has been doing this. And in Rafale case, please don't forget that he had to beg public apology because he had said things which he should not have said. Now on 23rd 4/2019, again he had issued a statement. I would say he issued a statement, Chaukidar Chor hai. And then thereafter he had to beg for an unconditional apology before the Supreme Court. So I think he has been doing this, and I tell you, whatever has happened today, this has precedence. I have a whole list of the cases with me.
We have that list here. Let's not go into the list. Now, Mr. Vinny Jindal is also on the show. Mr. Jindal, shortly after the court order, you had written a letter. Tell us about it.
Yes, as we have already discussed on so many channels that once the order has been pronounced, the disqualification of Mr. Rahul Gandhi is automatic. But the order and the circular would not be issued. That's why I have written a letter to Honorable Speaker in that respect. And on a very next day, the order has been passed and that notification has been issued. The important point is, as we have seen certain arguments, certain things have been put by the Congress. The issue is now the all blame put upon the court who has pronounced a judgment, a very unbiased judgment, without seeing the judgment.
No, you are saying it is unbiased. I think you didn't hear what Tehseen was saying. He said judges were changed, there was delay, then the petitioner went to the High Court.
That's why I'm saying before seeing the judgment, because the judgment has been come today itself, pronouncement of sentence has been done yesterday, the judgment has come today itself. Without seeing the judgment, from tomorrow itself, they have started putting the blame on the CJM court by saying this judgment has been fired.
Now, before I bring in Mr. Mondal and Sridhar Reddy, Tehseen, you began by that point. We are back to it. Respond to what Mr. Jindal is saying.
Not tomorrow. Get your tenses right.
Yes.
I understand who was speaking on behalf of.
I'm so grateful to him. He's such a fantastic lawyer, and he made my point. Thank you, Mr. Jindal. Speak?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. He made a fantastic point. One, he said the judgments come out today. That is precisely what I was telling you, and that's what my dear friend Abhijit was saying. Why couldn't the Congress appeal? Because the sentencing was done orally yesterday. You see, the judgment copies only come out today, as Mr. General has said. So you can only go and appeal in a sessions court, as you would know, Pranesh. When you have a copy of the judgment, then you need the wakalatnama, the signature, etc. That process takes a day. So you'll now go into Monday. That's point number one. Now, point number two, which nobody is answering. Now, this is an automatic disqualification. Even if you were to say that, look, the government could have held on because Abhishek Manu Singhvi made it clear that they're going into appeal, but let's say they decided to act in haste. What explains Faisal, the Lakshadweep MP? He was suspended. His membership was revoked. Do you know the Kerala High Court has put a stay on the sentence and the conviction, and the Supreme Court has put a stay on the Election Commission and has castigated the Election Commission? You know what happened? Till today, till now, Faisal has not been reinstated as an MP despite Supreme Court and High Court orders. The Speaker is not taking a decision. To kick somebody out from an MPship, from an opposition, you take a decision in 1 second. To reinstate them, you're not doing it despite Supreme Court order. Now you're quoting a lower court, which you should respect. Supreme Court you don't respect, High Court you don't respect. Now let me come to the third point, and a very pertinent point. I agree with Abhijit. Should we have criminal defamation? The Supreme Court in my case, Tehseen Poonawalla versus Union of India, said you must have a law for hate speech. Amit Shah ji says we will not make a law for hate speech in Parliament. Who benefits from hate speech? We all know. Nobody is convicted for hate speech so far. And somebody who's made an arbitrary criminal defamation case, made a statement in a political platform in Karnataka, is being sued criminally for defamation in Surat. I mean, don't you think this is a little bizarre? Even if it is right technically by the law, it's not morally correct for a democracy.
Okay.
Law is
Monojit Mondal, you believe democracy is under attack, under threat?
Law bereft of morality does not last. Our constitution has morality.
Okay. Mr. Mondal.
Yes. Yeah, can I speak? We have been maintaining this for the last 6 years, ever since demonetization happened in this country, that we have a scene of undeclared emergency in this country. Our leader, the Chief Minister of Bengal, has maintained this, and we stick to this. Today's verdict and the consequence of that, I think, a testament to what we have been maintaining. This is the lowest of the low that this political party could come to in the 75 years of India's independence history. Let me tell you this. Nowhere it has happened, then why even the judge, I'm sorry to say, my lord, I can only quote Hamlet if I find you in front of me. Words, 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 what do you read, my lord? You're scared of words which are made in an election speech. Amazing. This is not a hate speech. We do not jail with the Congress party on many issues. We do have political differences, especially the Congress in Bengal. But here is the question of principle, the question of democratic polity of this country, which is in deep danger because of this government. Not just because of the law or law enforcing agency, but also because of the handles of the government, ED, CBI, IT. Look at how many of the opposition leaders are targeted, especially of my party. Most of them belong to All India Trinamool Congress, including my General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee.
I heard you, and I'll bring in Abhijit Iyer Mitra.
Can I speak?
No, I just have one question
for
you.
I've been waiting for 25 minutes, sir. They are like
Mr.
the
Mondal,
problem.
I am sure you would allow me to ask you a question.
Space. They are like the problem.
Mr. Mondal, I'm only asking you a question. I am not muting your mic.
If I say this, you say that we are playing.
Mr. Mondal, I am only asking you a question, which means I'll come back to you. Have you forgotten about Ambikesh Mahapatra? Have you forgotten about Ambikesh Mahapatra, what the government did to him, or what happened to him under your government?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Did you then forget the fresh case about my good friend Saket Gokhale? How many times he was hounded out for a tweet? If Ambikesh's case was wrong, Saket Gokhale's case was also wrong. Please admit that as well.
No,
By whom?
no.
By the Gujarat police. No. And here is a
Totally
classic case, criminal case. A criminal case is being registered by a third party, and that is being entertained to this level, when the judge
Pranesh,
specifically saying that 2 years punishment should be given.
No,
years.
Mr. Mondal, but if you have a problem with the verdict, you should go up in appeal. You have those avenues. Abhijit Iyer Mitra responding to you, Mr. Mondal.
First of all, let's remember that Mr. Saket...
I can say the same thing, that Mr. Ambikesh Mahapatra was also going for an appeal, right?
Let Mr. Mitra come in, yes.
If we talk about judicial proceedings,
Please
there is
remember...
a way of handling judicial proceedings.
The courts gave bail to Mr. Saket Gokhale for his tweets almost immediately. He is in jail for misleading financing.
This order could have come from the speaker on Monday.
Let him speak now. You made a point. He wants to counter you. Show him some courtesy, Mr. Mondal, please. Let's not talk over each other. You made some important points. Mr. Mitra wants to counter you, Mr. Mondal. Now, let's not do this. Let him allow him to speak, please.
Let me tell you, if you have called a political party, then they give chances to the political party.
Of course, Mr. Mondal, with due respect.
Third biggest political party in this country.
Of course, even if you're not the third biggest party, you will get the time,
no,
sir.
You are not. No.
I am saying you will get the time, regardless of.
I take your words on the face value that you respect. Unlike the judge who was delivering the judgment, that he was scared of the word and he made an election speech. I thought the election.
You are saying that about the judge.
The purview of criminal defamation.
Mr. Mondal.
Criminal defamation.
I don't want to say anything about the judge. Those are your comments, Mr. Okay. Now, Mr. Mondal, let Abhijit Iyer Mitra respond to you.
Look, I just want to point out that our friend, Mr. Monojit Mondal, hasn't made a single point.
And if I land up in jail, I'll be in jail, no problem.
Yes, Shakespeare, yes, thank you very much. Now, see, he hasn't been making a point. He's been doing whataboutery. Remember, Saket Gokhale got bail almost immediately for the tweet case.
Who are you to thank me?
What was?
Who are you
excuse
to
me,
thank
I'm talking. Thank you.
You do not have any locus standi.
Mr. Mondal, let's be civil. Let's be civil with each other, please. You are talking about respect. You know, Mr. Mondal, please.
No.
Everyone, no, Mr. Mondal, please. Now, let me draw the line. No, 1 minute, Mr. Mondal. Judge, no. Mr. Abhijit Iyer Mitra. No, Mr. Abhijit, Mr. Mondal, listen to me. Abhijit Iyer Mitra deserves as much respect as you do.
He always taking.
So let's not, let's not get into this ugly name calling, Mr. Mondal. Now, please, I shouldn't be saying all this, please. Let's be civil here, Mr. Mondal.
He can't talk to me like this.
Who the hell this person?
He can't talk to me like this.
How are you talking? But Mr. Mondal, if he's countering you on facts, what's the problem?
If you don't keep
what does it? Now. What is his argument? Who is this? What is his locus standi?
Counter me. Let him first reveal himself.
Okay,
let him speak at least. He has a point of view, Mr. Mondal. Let's not be so intolerant, please.
Should not call himself a
No, Mr. Mitra. Mr. Mondal, please.
First of all, let him reveal that he supports BJP. He is a political analyst, but BJP is political.
That's okay. He has his point of view. Is it a crime to support the BJP? Is it a crime to support the BJP, Mr. Mondal?
Now, he has his point of view, then he channel his views to his ear. He doesn't need to thank me. He doesn't need to thank me for speaking trash on TV.
No, but you have to be civil, Mr. Mondal. That's all that I asked. Now, we've lost that line.
What do you mean by you have to be civil?
You've chased him away now. We'll try and get him back. But Aprajita Sarangi, answer the charge.
If I state fact, then I'm answering.
Answer the question posed by Tehseen Poonawala and Mr. Mondal. He is saying that this is witch hunt. This is nothing but witch hunt.
You interrupt us when we are making...
Abhijit Iyer Mitra is gracious enough to be back. Mr. Mitra, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll have to lower the fader because, this can't be a one-way street. Mr. Mondal, you have to give others a chance to speak. Mr. Mitra, make your point.
Okay, see, this fellow was doing whataboutery. That Mr. Mahapatra was had to undergo 10 years of prosecution for a tweet. In this particular case, Saket Gokhale was not in for the tweet. He's in for misappropriating finances. Please remember that. These are two completely different things. Okay, so and I'm sorry to say this, Pranesh, but your guest has not made a single point. He's been talking for 10 minutes going around, and again he's starting.
Mr. Mondal, I'll come back to you for a response. What are you doing? उनको बोलने तो दीजिए सर.
Why is he lying on TV?
You call out his lies. Mr. Mondal, I'll come back to you. You call out his lies, but don't call him names, please. Mr. Mondal, I'll give you a chance to respond to it, please. Mr. Mondal, please.
Question about Mr. Mahapatra. Why can't he talk about Mr. Mahapatra? He wants to talk about everything other than Mr.
What
Mahapatra.
Mr. Mahapatra? What happened to him?
ये करे तो
What happened to
चमत्कार,
him?
बाकी करे.
What happened to him? Do you know the case? Do you know the case? Do you even know
Why
the
don't you
case?
tell
What
us?
happened to
It's
Mr.
clearly you
Mahapatra?
don't
When was
know.
the
Clearly
case?
you
When
don't
was
know.
the
That's
case
why you're
filed?
asking me. Imagine
Hey, when was the
TMC
case filed?
fell
First,
from
tell
a
you know.
TMC
When was the
state
case
doesn't
filed?
even
Do
know
you
the
know?
case.
Do you know when the case was filed? Then 66A was relevant in this country. Do you know when the case was filed, Mr. Amikis Mahapatra? When the case was filed, 66A was relevant in this country. Do you know this case?
So you admit. So you admit that you. So you admit you did what you did, precisely what you are opposing right now. Thank you.
Are you do not know the facts of the case? Do you even know the facts of the case? What Ambikas Mahapatra case was filed and 66A was relevant in this country. Learn your case first. Learn your facts instead of speaking like a modern idiotic Socrates. You do not know
Mr.
the facts
Mondal,
Enough now. I'm sorry, I'm not talking on this program.
Mr. Mondal, please mind your tongue, Mr. Mondal. Abhijit, just stay on, Abhijit Iyer Mitra. Mr. Mondal, we can't hear you, Mr. Mondal. Now, 1 minute.
This fact.
But
My colleague Saket Gokhale was arrested because of a tweet first.
just because he's your colleague, just because he's your colleague, there is injustice to him. What about the others, Mr. Mondal? Shouldn't the same principle of natural justice then apply?
I'll tell you. When
No, you've said enough. Mr. Mondal, let the others come in. I'm yet to go to Mr. Sridhar Reddy. He's been very patient with me. Now, Mr. Mondal, now please calm down. Just because you're the third largest party does not mean you come here and, heckle everyone on the panel. Mr. Mondal, please show some respect to the others also, please. We can't have it, this way.
Let me answer you.
No, 1 minute. No, 1 minute. You've answered enough questions. I gave you enough time. You've chased away one of the guests. Now, this is not the way to do things, Mr. Mondal, please.
Political party can heckle and ankle like you. Such a big
It's not just that, but just the anchor, sir. You heckle me. Gali de dijiye mujhe. Why are you chasing the guest away?
Can I answer the
Aprajita
question?
Sarangi, अब आपने जो सवाल पूछा, let's get a response from the BJP. Mr. Reddy, I'm coming to you after this. Aprajita Sarangi, which had against Rahul Gandhi, Congress, TMC, all the opposition parties are saying you're going after him because he attacks Prime Minister Modi.
See, this is the latest charge against Prime Minister Modi. Why should it be a witch hunt? I started my deliberation today by saying that this order has been pronounced by the Chief Judicial Magistrates Court in Surat. This has not been issued by ED or CBI or Prime Minister Modi and his government. So where do we come? Now I tell you, he has been a habitual offender. I tell you that there have been cases where he had to offer unconditional apology before the Supreme Court. So he has been doing this all through. Now the question is, I think this is going to pinch all the congressmen and women all across when they hear me. In Pawan Khera case, there was promptness from the side of the Congress. And suddenly in this case, everybody is numb. 24 hours have gone and the judgment was pronounced and these Congress people did not do anything. Now again, Mr. Mondal has actually come in. What is the reason?
You should tell him you are the member of the
now,
largest party in parliament, only that him calm him down.
Giving you your own medicine.
Make your point.
See, the point is we are, of course, we are having the blessings of the people of the country, and I think the Samvad of Prime Minister Modi is understood by one and all in the country. So, to say that, this is witch hunt, this is far from the truth, this is absolutely ridiculous. Nobody will buy this logic. And I told earlier, to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Whatever he did, I think he has
right.
got
Now, before I bring in Sridhar Reddy, and I'm sorry, I'm coming to you this late, Mr. Reddy. I just want to make it clear to Mr. Mondal, because he was talking about 66A of the IT Act. Now, Mr. Mondal, if you extend me the courtesy, sir, allow me to read one paragraph of what the judge had said. And I'm reading verbatim, and I quote, I am of the clear view that the impugned order can't be sustained. The learned CJM Alipur had not taken into consideration the effect of section 362 CRPC vis-a-vis his desire to look into the case diary to find out as to whether any case under section 500 or 509 of the IPC or any other law can be made out. against the accused petitioner. The learned CJM was unmindful of the fact that the rejection order by the learned ACJM was on merit. This is what the judge had said. Now, this is not just about 66A as you are making it out to be. Now, Mr. Reddy, do you also believe that the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi is a witch hunt by the Modi government?
This is your way
absolutely, 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 Pranesh, because this is another way of suppressing the opposition voices. And how come he speaks in Karnataka and a verdict is given in Surat, and within 24 hours he is disqualified? I think this is the first time this government. Now you say this is not government, Speaker Act and all that, but this is part of the government. The government has acted so fast in any other issue. 1,200, 700, more than 700 farmers died in the farmers' agitation. Government never acted, never spoke. 12.5 lakh crores wiped out. Government never acts. There are many issues, but in this issue, government acts, the Speaker acts, Parliament acts. This is suppressing the opposition voices. And if this is the case in non-BJP ruled states, kind of our state, if we have to take action on these kind of speeches, I think nobody would be there in Parliament and Assembly. And maybe they're technically right, but morally they are wrong. In one end, you send probe agencies behind us to suppress our voices. Now you have chosen another way. This is not right on the part of BJP. They don't want a dialogue. They don't want a debate. They don't want opposition at all. This is purely witch hunting. There is absolutely no doubt on it. And this is happening. People are saying, how can you question the judiciary? Look, judiciary itself, the judge itself stayed the implementation of the order for 30 days. He has given the chance for an appeal. What is so hurry and disqualification? You could have given chance for that. Now somebody says technically, so nobody is questioning, nobody is disrespecting. People will understand the motive behind this. We have a respect for judiciary. We have respect for the systems in the country. But people will understand the motive behind this. This is purely suppressing the opposition voice, nothing else.
Okay. Aparajita Sarangi, you heard that, suppressing the opposition voice. In fact, Srinivas BV of the Congress party has also tweeted. We can show that tweet in which he's compared Prime Minister Modi to Hitler. There you go. That's the tweet, Aparajita Sarangi.
During Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi walked for 4,000 kilometers, and everywhere, wherever he got the opportunity, he spoke against Prime Minister Modi and his government and all the systems in the country. Now, didn't we actually not take action against him? This is a democracy, and he is well within his right to speak within the country. There is absolutely no problem. And I'm a member of parliament. I was sitting in the Lok Sabha. He spoke for 45 minutes pursuant to the Abhibhashan of Rashtrapati Mahodaya. And I tell you today, our people told us, in fact, to listen to Rahul Gandhi and not to make a noise. Let me tell you. So patiently, all of us sat in the Lok Sabha and listened to him for 45 minutes the day he talked about Adani and the organization. So please don't say that he had not been given opportunity to speak and is not given opportunity to speak. But
Pranesh,
we have to follow the provisions of the constitution. There are parliamentary processes involved, and nobody can actually cross the line. There
but that's a separate issue. That's a separate issue. We'll come to that. But Mr. Reddy has a point. He has his hand up. Mr. Mondal, I'm coming to you. Mr. Mondal, I'm coming to you. Let Mr. Reddy come in. I'm coming to you, Mr. Mondal.
Pranesh, he is an elected member of parliament. And we will deliver many speeches at different places. As my fellow panelist was saying, it's not a hate speech. And somebody has filed a case, and from anywhere in the country, any court can deliver a verdict. A member of parliament is disqualified. This is insulting the people's mandate. Maybe there are technicalities. Maybe there is an article which can allow him to disqualify. But he is elected by the parliament people. Simply one court just disqualify him. And government gives a verdict, government immediately act on to it. What about the people's verdict? Are you not insulting the people's verdict? Now, I'm not trying to question the whole system. This is not insulting anyone at the same time. This is insulting the people's mandate. And okay.
But Mr. Reddy, I come back to the same point. This is a court order. If you're saying
that, I understand. That's what I'm trying to say. any court from anywhere in the country taking cognizance of the issue gives a verdict, what about the people's mandate? This is not anything that, a hate speech. This is not immediately, spoiled anybody's reputation or whatever.
Tehseen, I'm coming to you. Let Mr. Mondal have his say. I'm coming to you. We have time. Mr. Mondal.
No, I want to understand from my good friend from BJP that you suspended 19 of our MPs during the farm protest. The law that you had to take back. Did you even ever apologize to this MP for suspending them after you took back the law? Meaning they were right in their protest. You had to take back the law. You are talking about constitutional and political morality? Shame on you. You harbored a terrorist in the parliament by the name of Pragya Singh Thakur.
Prajita
You
Sarangi,
harbored
respond to that.
39% of your MPs as heinous criminals. I'm naming one of them, Nitish Pramanik. He's the deputy of Amit Shah. Had 12 cases, including murder, dacoity, girl trafficking. And what's not? You lecture about political morality and constitutional moral propriety. This is amazing. Amazing. I again
say. Okay, Mr. Mondal, let her respond now. You asked a question. Now calm down. 1 minute. Let's not talk over each other. Please, sir. We've lost Abhijit Iyer Mitra from the panel. Now, please.
Whichever party he belongs to can actually go against the principles, the law, the decorum, which are part of the parliamentary processes. So anybody who goes against that will be punished, will be suspended. What's the big deal about it? But as I told, I would actually reiterate, we have to live within Lakshman Rekha.
Then why did you take back the law? Why did you take back the law?
You also should be within that Lakshman Rekha.
But Mr. Mondal, I don't think the suspension was to do anything with the protest. It was in the manner in which the protest was done and the decision was taken by the chair. Mr. Mondal,
you are the ruler of this country.
Wasn't the decision to suspend taken by the chair?
The Lakshman Rekha on television. We want to learn from you. We'll decide the Lakshman Rekha, and that is the brazenness which we want to contest.
No, Mr. Mondal, I'm only asking you. You can counter me on facts.
That you want to decide.
I'm not here to decide anything, and I'm not going to allow you to decide, Mr. Mondal, just because you're a member of the third largest party. So stop hiding behind that shield now, please. Of all that, Mr. Mondal, if you have a problem with what I'm saying, tell me the facts, Mr. Mondal. Tell me the facts. Stop talking over me. If you have the facts, talk about it. Let's have it. Who suspended the members? The chair took the decision. It was not on the protest. Unruly manner of protest. If you throw placards at the chair, what is the chair supposed to do after warning the members?
Oh, really? And then why do you take back the law?
How are the two related?
Protesting so emotively.
It was indiscipline in the house. It was indiscipline in the house. Aparajita Sarangi will Aparajita Sarangi will answer why was the law withdrawn.
Because of that, they were.
Your question was why were the members suspended?
They were right in.
Now, Mr. Mondal, listen. You've not come prepared. Now, don't just keep saying the same thing again and again. You misled on the case that I asked you about. You said it was only 66A. Mahapatra case was not about 66A alone, Mr. Mondal. It was not about 66A alone. I just read out what the court said.
You do not know this. It was
only you know it. Only you know it, Mr. Mondal. That's the problem. Only you know it. No, this intellectual arrogance. This intellectual arrogance that you have, you keep it to yourself.
During the pendency of the
if you have facts to counter my arguments, then you tell me the facts. I will listen to it.
From you, sir. You are
if you've run out of arguments, Mr. Mondal, then I can't help it. Now, Tehseen, let's not digress. The point is that the opposition is saying that this is which are. Now, Mr. Mondal, let the others also. There are 6 others. Sir, there are 6 other people on the panel. Let's at least show some courtesy. Tehseen.
Oh my God. You're asking questions and running away. I can't answer.
I'm not running away. I'm not running away. You're short on facts today, Mr. Mondal. Admit it. It's okay. It can happen.
That becomes unfair.
He doesn't have anything.
Yeah, Pranesh, what's your question?
The government of West Bengal and I can't answer.
You can answer, but you can't mislead. You said Abhikesh Mahapatra case only had... You said the Mahapatra case was only about 66A. And then you asked why were the members suspended? But I said the members were suspended by the chair for unruly behavior.
No, don't disturb me.
Then you are saying that why was the law withdrawn? That the BJP spokesperson will.
Only about 66A. Did I say only about 66A?
You said only about 66A, and I read out what the court said. Now, Tehseen Poonawala, you heard Aparajita Sarangi. Aparajita Sarangi is saying that you can't call it witch hunt. You can go up in appeal, challenge what the court has said.
Yeah, so they will do it. They are going to do it. The judgment only came out this morning, and then they're going to file it, and Monday they are going in appeal to the Sessions Court. You have to go in Sessions Court, then you go to the High Court, Supreme Court. So those avenues are open. Nobody is disputing it. What nobody is answering is 2 or 3 fundamental points. I agree, even if I were to agree, automatic disqualification. Nobody, and the Honorable MP has not answered about why was the same automatic putting back Faisal, the Lakshadweep MP, when a stay and a suspension on the sentence is given, not done by the Speaker, only because he's opposition. Now the most honorable MP on your show says, look, Rahul Gandhi, we allowed him to do Bharat Jodo. Arey, with respect to you, ma'am, with respect to the most honorable Prime Minister, aap ho kaun? This right is given to us by the Parliament of India. The first 3 words of the Constitution, by the Constitution of India, the first 3 words of the Constitution of India are we the people. Not I the Prime Minister, not I the President. We the people are the first 3 words of this Constitution. We are owners of this country. We are part of this country. You are meant to serve us. How dare you tell us we allow you to do it? No, you don't allow us to do it.
Within his right to do the Bharat Jodo Yatra and walk for 4,000
No, let him speak. Aparajita Sarangi, let him speak. I'll come back to you. Let him make his point. Yes.
Ma'am, please allow me.
Okay.
Ma'am, please allow me. Please allow me.
Showing what you are.
Of course he was within his right. But that's no favor of yours. That is the right this constitution is given. But when the same Rahul Gandhi ji spoke in parliament, and I'm very grateful to Pranesh and Times Now, they covered his speech. He spoke 40 minutes. Grateful to you. You all kept quiet. You all expunged 38 minutes of his speech. He came back to India. You all made accusations on him in Lok Sabha. He wanted to revert. Very grateful to Times Now. They said he should be given a chance to speak. You all didn't allow him to speak. What is it that you don't want opposition voices to speak? I am asking you this. I am saying maybe the opposition may not be raising the right questions. When it came to the farm laws, you said, okay, these people were suspended because of the manner they created a ruckus. Do you know, Pranesh, with respect to you, the chairman of the Rajya Sabha and the vice president of India passed the farm laws on a voice vote? On a voice vote, and MPs, including Jairam Ramesh, asked for a division of vote. Ma'am is a member of parliament. Ask her. That's a fundamental right of an MP. They weren't given a division of vote. You know why? Because the government did not have a majority in Rajya Sabha. Is this
the opposition is not allowed to speak, Aparajita Sarangi. The opposition is not allowed to speak in the parliament. Respond to that. It's not just Tehseen saying it. Mr. Mondal has said, Sridhar Reddy has said that.
And one line. Just one line. And after you suspended these 13 opposition MPs, what did you do? Next day you passed a law to increase the tenure of the ED director when the Supreme Court in written gave that the ED director's tenure.
Aparajita Sarangi, respond to that quickly. We don't have much time.
I challenge you on the show, and I shave my hair on live TV. I shave my hair on live TV. The Supreme Court judgment in Tehseen Poonawala versus Union of India. Implement it tomorrow. Implement it.
Pursuant to the speech that Rahul Gandhi made in London,
defamation,
he was not asked to speak in the Lok Sabha. Can I come in? He has to stop before actually you can hear me. Yeah. Pursuant to his speech in London, when he came to Lok Sabha, and in fact all these people have been saying that we did not allow him to speak. See, the reason is why he was not allowed to speak, because he wanted to offer explanation. What we wanted, or rather the nation wanted, was apology from him. We had heard him on all TV channels and on social media. We knew what he had done in London, and whatever he did was an unpardonable act.
Miss Sarangi, but if Rahul Gandhi does not apologize, will you not let the House function?
So for that matter, he would have...
I mean, Aparajita Sarangi...
He would have apologized. We wanted an apology.
One minute, Mr. Reddy, I'll come back to you. One minute. Aparajita Sarangi, answer this question. If Rahul Gandhi does not apologize, you will not let the House function. Has it come to that now?
This is the audacity of the BJP, that they don't allow the parliament to function.
See, I tell you, there are certain issues we cannot compromise with.
No, but this is an important issue. People of the country deserve the House to function. We are losing on legislative business.
The See, the nation's
Pranesh, they wanted to divert
dignity
the
is supreme.
attention
And
of the
anybody,
people.
and whosoever,
They
you know,
didn't have
he's
the
a
answer
member
for
of
Adani's
parliament.
scam.
He was the
They
member
didn't
of
want a discussion on
parliament.
Adani's
And he
scam.
goes beyond
Yes,
the
they are
boundaries of
calling
the
in
country and
parliament.
says things against
They
the
never
country.
bothered to
Okay.
discuss
He comes
this
back.
respect.
Why should he be
BJP
allowed to
demand
offer an
be nation's
explanation?
demand.
Now, unfortunately,
offer
we've
an
run out of
apology
time on this show, but I'm sure this debate continues as it will spill out on the streets also. The Congress has promised agitations because they will hit the streets, go to the people and give out their message, because they believe that Rahul Gandhi has been singled out. This is nothing but vendetta politics by the Modi government. The BJP says the law has taken its course. That's all we could pack in. Aprajita Sarangi, Vinny Jindal, Tehseen Poonawala, Mr. Bansal, Sridhar Reddy, Professor Monojit Mondal. Thank you for joining us on India Upfront. Navika Kumar on the news hour on the other side. Stay with us.